The night was dark and stormy. The wind howled outside, and the rain beat against the windows. Inside, a young woman named Sarah sat alone in her living room, reading a book. She was trying to relax, but she couldn't help but feel uneasy. There was something about the night that made her feel scared. Suddenly, she heard a noise outside. She froze, her heart pounding in her chest. The noise came again, closer this time. Sarah stood up and walked to the window. She peered out into the darkness, but she couldn't see anything. The noise came again, even closer. Sarah backed away from the window, her eyes wide with fear. She didn't know what to do. She was trapped. The door to her living room burst open, and a figure stepped inside. Sarah screamed and ran for the kitchen. The figure chased after her, its footsteps pounding on the floor. Sarah reached the kitchen and ran to the back door. She fumbled with the lock, but it wouldn't open. She turned around and saw the figure standing in the doorway, its eyes glowing red. Sarah screamed again and ran back into the living room. She looked around frantically for something to defend herself with, but there was nothing. The figure was getting closer. Sarah backed up against the wall, her arms raised in front of her face. The figure raised its hand, and Sarah felt a sharp pain in her chest. She gasped and fell to the ground. The figure stood over her, its face twisted with rage. Sarah closed her eyes and waited for the end. But the end never came. Instead, she heard a loud crash, and the figure was gone. Sarah opened her eyes and saw that the figure had been knocked over by a large piece of furniture. Sarah didn't know who had saved her, but she was grateful. She got to her feet and ran out of the house, never looking back. She ran until she couldn't run anymore, and then she collapsed on the ground, exhausted. She lay there for a long time, staring up at the stars. She didn't know what had happened that night, but she knew that she would never forget it. The next morning, Sarah woke up in a hospital bed. She had been found by a passerby, who had called for help. Sarah was unharmed, but she was still shaken by what had happened. The police never found the person who had attacked her, but Sarah never forgot the night of the evil night. She knew that she had been lucky to survive, and she was grateful for the second chance she had been given.